Hello everyone and welcome back to Overwatch. Apologies, this is a re-recording as I had some issues with actually getting it to record the sound of the game. It's been a while since I recorded on my PS4. So I was there at BlizzCon when they premiered the cinematic featuring McCree, and they introduced a couple of new characters. It's listed as one, though really it's two. Ashe and, of course, Bob, everyone's favorite. Everybody loved Bob. Ashe is the leader of the Deadlock Gang, a group of bandits and criminals who menace the American Southwest, who has some history with McCree, as we saw in the cinematic. She is also voiced by Jennifer Hale. You probably have heard of that name before. You've also probably heard her voice before in a game or two. Probably a few different ones. One notable one being, of course, Mass Effect. Anyways, let's, of course, take a look at her hero gallery before we see her kit in the practice range. Here's your classic look here, by default. I love that the look of Bob is affected by whatever skin you give Ashe. So here are some of those are a couple of the skins we've got so far. Posh. Thorn. Gangster. Boy, looks like she's from the 1930s. Meh. Jungle. Safari. Look at the back of Bob. That's a cobra. Huh. That's a rose. That's a spade. Looks like each skin has something different on Bob's back. Okay, on these it's just the Deadlock. But once you get to these other skins, then you've got something different on each back. You've got something different on the back of Bob, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. I'm sure they're going to come out with some much cooler skins and such as we go along. Emotes. Default Heroic. Dynamite. We'll talk about that ability later. Show off. Flourish. I love her weapon, by the way. Laugh. Slow clap. Don't even get the last clap. And take a knee. Victory poses. Heroic. Kneeling. Relaxing. Over the shoulder. Alright, voice lines. I hope this sounds good. You guys actually turned up the voice volume for you.
We have an understanding. Burn it all down. How do you even live? I'm a rebel. I run this show. Just taking out the trash. It's all about life's little pleasures. Do you need me to repeat myself? That's rich.
Which is funny, because she's rich.
This is a stick-up. Try and keep it together. What's your language?
I want to get that voice line for people that I get in voice comms with in competitive, and they just start let loose the cursing, and I just say, "What's your language?" Sprays. Let's see if I can get to the ones involving her. Gotta go through a lot of these. Alright, here we go. Back to back. Bandit. Butler Bob. Bullet. Bowler. Bike. One that McCree took. Dashing. Exchange. Fire in the hole. Firing. Icon. Hurry. Gotcha. Getaway. Mustache. Outline. Rebels. Relaxed. Tie. Love that Bob's tie. Tea time. Taking aim. Sweat. Just like in the cinematic. Wanted poster. And then a couple more down here for the trophies. Cute. The served up trophy. And short fuse. Pixel. And the highlight intros. Default heroic. Ashe and Bob. Bullet walk. Almost looks like she's about to apply some lipstick. Standoff. Alright. And then this is how her weapon looks if it's golden. The shotgun. And the dynamite. Huh. Look like there's no difference to the dynamite whatsoever. Golden weapon doesn't affect the dynamite. Take note. Alright, to the practice range. Let me go over her kit for you guys. And let me just say, I love her kit. I think her kit is fantastic. There's a lot of different things you can do with it. Provides a lot of flexibility and player option.
My business, my
The
rules.
Viper. It's a semi-automatic rifle that has hip fire, which fires at a pretty good rate, but you can't hold it down like a machine gun. You have to press R2 each time to fire. Hold to zoom in, increasing damage and accuracy, but slowing rate of fire. So this is how it functions hip fire-wise. Now that's with me spamming. Now look. Now I also want to show something off about her reloading here. So first let me show you how her zoom in looks. Look at the recoil. It is hardly moving up at all. Now, if I press R2 like I just did, look, it stops the reloading of the whole clip, so I can be ready to get a quick shot off if I need to.
Poser.
See that? So you can actually let her reload the entire clip, or if you need to get one more shot off, you can make her stop and then fire again. I love this. It provides times where you need to get just one more extra shot off, or let her reload the entire clip, depending on the situation and your choice. I love that. And I love the zoom in on here because it just feels so much better and smoother than any of the other snipers in the game. This feels better than Widowmaker's zoom in, and it feels better than Hanzo's, though Hanzo doesn't really have a zoom in. But it just feels so much smoother. Like it hardly moves even when you're moving, like from side to side. And when you fire, look at that. It goes back to the same spot you were aiming. This is as fast as you can fire and zoom in, by the way. It's still a pretty good rate of fire. It just feels so smooth, and I love it. I love how well it handles. Alright, now let's take a look at her other abilities. Her L1 is a shotgun. I think it's called Coach Gun. So it provides a close range attack, but also it provides a knockback for both yourself and your opponent. So, see that? It knocked them both back like that. But also knocked me back. Repositioning myself. So if someone gets too close to you, you can just use your L1 to knock them back and give yourself some distance. I love that. Her R1, you toss out some dynamite. Now look at that. It also puts them on fire, which provides some damage over time, which you can then use to be able to finish them off. So if you hit them with that and they're low health, it'll more likely finish them off. And just like you saw in the cutscene probably, you throw it and you have a chance to explode it while it's in air. I actually pulled that off. I wasn't sure if I could. But that's the idea, that you can be able to shoot at it while in the air if you want to explode at a specific time or moment.
Smoke 'em out of there. Right on schedule.
And you can just walk up and use this like as if you wanted to just get a close range shot like a shotgun from hipfire. It's so great. And now to show you one of the best alts in the game, because it's someone everybody loved.
Bob, do something!
So that is Bob. You'll see there, he charged in to the wall, and he just starts firing. But as you can see, that's also a way you can misuse it. So you noticed that he went to exactly where I was pointing. And you have to be very careful about that, because there were times where he couldn't see them. And he's just sitting there doing nothing. Which is hilarious when she says, "Bob, do something!" So you have to be extremely careful when you decide to actually use it, because you have to make sure Bob doesn't get sent into a room and has no sight of any enemies. Otherwise, well, he's not going to be doing anything. And yes, you can use this to knock them over the edge, just like Lucio and such. So we have yet another character that can do this.
Fire in the hole!
And if you want, you can hit that while it's on the ground. Alright. So that's kind of the basic gist of her kit. You have a number of different ways you can be able to utilize her abilities, different functions and such. Now, as you saw there, you gotta be careful when, because I knocked them away from the dynamite so they didn't get on fire, so it didn't finish it off. So it provides a lot of flexibility in her kit, while at the same time there's a number of ways you can misuse it, but if you're able to use it correctly, it can be able to be very rewarding.
Smoke 'em out of there!
There are times where it can feel easy to be able to hit that in the air, and then there are times it feels like, oh my gosh, I can't hit the broadside of a barn with that dynamite. By the way, let me also show off the range of both her weapon and her ult. Look how far back I am. I still hit that in hip fire mode. Now in zoomed in mode, I feel like I am now a sniper right now. Just love that. Now, let's see what happens from way back here if I send Bob.
Bob! Do something! Don't waste my time.
I don't think he actually crashed the wall. I think he stopped right before he got to the wall. Huh. So that's a... So I hope I have given you an idea of how his kit really functions. Okay, missed a lot of shots there. But I hope I'm getting across that I absolutely love this kit and how it feels. It just feels absolutely great. I would much rather play Ashe than Widowmaker like any day of the week. Hanzo, I mean, Hanzo has some other different things, but in terms of sniping, this right here feels much better than Widowmaker's ever did. It just feels, I can be able to do this a lot, move around a lot better with it. The recoil just feels smoother. You know, it hardly moves up. It doesn't like jerk up or anything. I just really love this feel, this style. I think they designed her kit really, really well. So that is Ashe and Bob. I highly encourage you to check her out. I think she's really, really good. And I will see you guys next time.